Are you ready to take the plunge and create your own website but have no idea where to start? Well, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to walk you through all the essential steps and moving parts involved in creating a website. So, stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Aaron, and it's a well-known fact that having a website is a must for any brand or small business owner nowadays. That's why today, we're going to go through the exact steps involved in creating a professional-looking website. And if you want to go ahead and start building your site on Wix, check out the link here in the top corner. All right, let's dive in. Okay, the first step is to figure out your steps. And to do that in a really clear and thought out way, I'd really recommend creating a kind of website blueprint. Start by researching competitors and industry trends. Then identify your goals, list out your action items, set a publishing date, and start learning the steps of physically building a site. Now, let's talk about these steps a little bit. Researching trends and competition. Take some time to check out other sites in your same industry. Look at their design, content, and functionality. This will help you find popular features and trends you can use with your own site. Identifying your goals. What do you want to achieve with your site? Is it to show off your portfolio, give your audience important information, or are you selling products? Clearly defining your goals will help guide your decisions throughout the whole website creation process. List out action items. Once you've got your goals, you can put together a list of what you need to do to reach them. This can be things like creating content, designing specific pages, setting up online payment options, or anything else. Set a publishing date. Setting a deadline is really important to keep yourself focused and on track. So set yourself a clear timeline for when each task should be done and what date you'll launch your new site. Learn the steps of building a site. Website builders like Wix make it really easy to get started quickly. But it's also really worthwhile to take a beat and learn the basic steps of building a site before you jump in. You can find lots of resources online that will give you a ton of tips and best practices to make the most of your site. I'll leave a link in the description to one of our blog posts that talks all about this. All right, the next step before you get into the actual building is to think about what type of site you want to create. Think back to your goals and your target audience. Is your goal to make money from your site? Maybe you just want to share your thoughts with the world. Whatever it is, that will help you determine what kind of site to build and what kind of features you'll need to make sure to include. Some of the most popular types of sites are online stores, which are, of course, great for selling products or services online. Blogs, perfect for sharing thoughts or information. And online portfolios, which are ideal to show off your work and experience. Once you make your decision, you can use site templates like the ones on Wix, where they're divided into categories so you can browse by whatever you need. These designer-made sites are great for getting started quickly or for finding inspiration. Remember though, you don't have to choose just one type of site. If your goals require more, that's totally fine. You could have an online store that also has a blog, or even a portfolio where you can sell your work. There are a lot of ways to go about building a website with or without knowing how to code. And by now that you've got your site blueprint and know what type of site you need, it's time to choose what platform you'll use to build that site. Wix is a great option because it's got a ton of designer-made templates that have been market researched to make sure they have everything you or your visitor will need. It's also got a really intuitive drag-and-drop editor that's super user-friendly. Plus, there are a ton of built-in design and management tools, so you'll be able to build and grow your site however you want to. Okay, it's finally time to start building your site. And the first step here is to plan out your web pages. And if you're wondering, wait a minute, what's the difference between a web page and a website? It's simple. Web pages are all the internal pages that make up your website. The most common types of pages are home pages, about us pages, product pages, contact us pages, FAQ pages, and blog pages. Now, when you're building these web pages, think about your audience and how you'd like them to navigate through your site. What kind of information will they be looking for, and which pages are most important in the site hierarchy? I suggest you start with your homepage It's basically the face of your site and your brand. It's where you'll put your main idea and let viewers understand what kind of site they're looking at. From there, you can add all the other pages separately with the menu to navigate through them, or build them as sections on a single page so that visitors can scroll through them. And remember that based on your site type, the importance of each page will be different. Like for a store, the product page would be really important. But for a blog, you may not need a product page at all, and the About Me might be more important. Once you've got all the planning out of the way and you actually sit down to create your site, you need to keep two things in mind: the content and design. These two aspects really come hand in hand and are what will draw in your readers and keep them on your page. And 48% of people even say that a website's design is the main thing they look at to decide if the business is legit. So it's really worth your time to make it look good. But what about each of these should we think about? Let's first talk about design. It's the most noticeable part of your site, the way it looks. It's the colors, fonts, menu bars, buttons, or CTAs. And Wix has thousands of built-in design templates you can choose from based on whatever your needs are. It's got things like unique shapes and fonts, image optimization tools, advanced effects, and a lot more. So I really recommend checking it out. Then we've got the content. And content, my friend, is key. It can be text or visuals and is what you use to really tell your story. Most sites use some combination of the two, like text with images or videos to help the information be more digestible. And your content strategy should, of course, be in line with your goals. Like, if you want to get visitors to take a certain action on your site, you should make that clear. Or if your goal is to introduce a new product, maybe a promotional video is the best way to go. Remember, your content should be dynamic and change as your products or offerings evolve. But bottom line, content is the heart of your website. So it's super important that you create valuable and engaging content that aligns with your goals and speaks to your target audience directly. Your site's domain name is like your website's title, and having a custom domain name is really important because it'll boost the credibility of your site and help it be more identifiable and easier to find. For example, with Wix, the domain is wix.com. It matches the name of the brand, so it's really easy to find if you were looking for it online. You can also choose a domain extension to help people understand what your site's all about. The most common one is .com, but there are a lot more like .shop, .blog, and .tech. So if the domain name you want is taken with .com, you could always choose another one that will give people more information of what to expect when they arrive at your site. Just make sure whatever domain name you choose is easy to remember and easy to type. And pro tip, if you're having trouble coming up with a domain name, try using Wix's domain name generator. You can plug in names you like, and it will let you know if they are available. And if they're not, it will give you great alternatives. Okay, so what is web hosting? Hosting services are basically storage houses for your website. They make sure that your site has a place to live online, making it accessible to anyone on the internet. Because how much would it suck to build a whole site and not have people be able to see it? You can pay for hosting on its own, but with Wix, free web hosting is just part of the deal when you publish your site. So it saves you that extra step of having to find an external host. It also comes with things like advanced security monitoring and automatic backups, so you know your site's always safe. Creating your site is just the beginning. Then starts the process of attracting visitors and bringing in traffic. You need to have a great marketing strategy, of course, but in addition to that, there are a few other things you can do. First off, SEO or search engine optimization. This is a critical step in ensuring your site performs well once it's live. It's all about using specific keywords to optimize your site to rank higher on search engines like Google, which will help you get more traffic. Next, web analytics. This is basically monitoring your website's performance for long-term success. Checking the analytics will help you understand how users interact with your site, identify their pain points, and make smart decisions to improve your site management. Plus, looking at important data on how many people visit your site, how many clicks you get, your sales and geographic regions will help you adjust your offerings as needed to give your target audience exactly what they're looking for. And Wix has a great tool to help you with this, Wix Analytics. You just need to integrate with Google, and it'll create customizable reports for you. This way, you can really keep an eye on all the important data that can help you make better decisions about your site and boost its performance. You can also set up your own measurement system to keep an eye on the performance of your promotional and marketing tactics. Because by tracking their performance, you can see how well what you're doing is working or not working, and be able to adjust and change as needed. And there you go. You're all set to start building your very own website. I know that this whole process can seem a bit daunting at first, so just remember, take it one step at a time, stay focused on your goals, check your progress regularly, and create valuable content. And if you want more information about anything I've covered here, just check out our full blog post where we dive deeper into all the details. And remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more great content. Happy site building!